Hi there, this is Mark Barnabas, your data protection pal, and here are we again for the fortnightly updates on data protection and cybersecurity in Singapore and the rest of the world. So this week we have a few things that are pretty interesting, especially the breach in Singapore, or potential breach rather. So if you want to just hear about Singapore, just scroll towards the end and hear the last two articles on Singapore. But on to international first. The first thing is all about enterprise risk. Many businesses are now becoming more aware about enterprise risk and to also incorporate data protection as part of the enterprise risk management process. With more businesses going online, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic, there is no surprise that data protection becomes elevated in the ERM framework. So if your company started your ERM process, if not, please do something today. Go and read up about enterprise risk management, or ERM for short. And this article is very interesting because it gives you more reason to look into data protection and ERM. 40% of consumers are more concerned about data privacy, and this research shows that consumers are actually the buying pattern of consumers are affected by a company being able to demonstrate that they take a strong emphasis on data protection. Yet I also wonder, as a business owner myself, it's not easy to demonstrate the company is really data protection compliant. Is it just a statement? Is it just advertising? I don't know. If you have good ideas, please share notes. And this is a result of bad publicity again, this time by YouTube, Google, and this time they are being highlighted in the Australia, whereby they were violating kids' privacy again. The last time Google was fined was in, I think, a year ago or 2 years ago in California, when Google was pushing advertisements to children, and people were not very happy because they were having kids haggling for toys that were shown ads on YouTube to children. So for all parents out there, if you have children watching you onto YouTube, you might want to read this particular article on how to protect your child from the evils of the internet and YouTube. So this is a good article that I want to share with all parents there. And finally, to Singapore news, Shopback has been in the news for the wrong reasons, this time for a possible data breach. And if you are a user of Shopback, maybe you want to, think a little bit. But this brings my concern to a lot of people on the shopping websites like Lazada, Shopee, and all that. Did you leave your credit card details on these platforms? Because if you do, then you might be in potential risk of having your credit card numbers being stolen. And I am a victim of that before. I wouldn't name the platform, but if you really want to know, PM me, I'll tell you. And I was charged $1,800 before, and that was not nice. Fortunately, the bank picked it up and called me and stopped the transaction, so that was good. But seriously, if you are putting your credit card numbers on some online platform, think very carefully. And I like this next article because this next article is very important even to me, because finally, DPOs are starting to get recognized. So somebody has finally recognized the importance of data protection officers, and if you have not appointed a data protection officer in your organization, please do one now. By the way, if you haven't done one, you should do it immediately because it is mandatory under the Personal Data Protection Act of Singapore. So this is Mark Barnabas, your data protection pal, and if you want to get a free article on the PDPA, a short summary of PDPA, do scan this QR code beside, and I'll be glad to send it to you. So meanwhile, my name is Mark Barnabas. I hope you have a great week ahead. Be good and be safe. And remember, protect your data. And if you have any data on those shopping websites and platforms, think carefully whether you want to take them down or not. So this is Mark Barnabas. Have a good week ahead. Bye.